kailangan makita yung mga pahayag ng Pangulo. Unang-una sinasabi niya, talagang ang pananaw ng kanyang pamahalaan ng administrasyon ay kung ano ang garantiya ng ating saligang batas, yun ang hinihilan. Makikita niyo, kakalabas lang ng report ng PCIJ habang meron ng mga pagkukulang ang ating mga ibang ahensya ng pamahalaan. Meron din naman sila nakikita mas transparent, mas accommodating sa mga freedom of information requests yung mga ibang ahensya ng pamahalaan. Lalo-lalo na pagdating sa mga ibang ahensya na dati talagang hindi nila binibigay ng impormasyon kahit kanino man, DPM, Department of Justice, mga bagay yan. You're all familiar with these two card series na inilabas ng PCIJ. Kaya po, kahit wala pa tayong batas, meron na mga pagbabago na nagaganap sa loob ng pamahalaan pagdating sa pagbibigay ng impormasyon sa media at sa publiko. Ngunit kailangan din natin tingnan kung ano ba ang panawagan ng Presidente. Ang sinabi po niya ay kailangan pong balanse, meron namang mga lehitimong concerns ang pamahalaan at meron namang mga lehitimong concerns ang publiko. Ang kailangan hanapin ay ang balanse sa loob ito. At ito po ang ginagawa namin. Kinikilala po namin na talagang ang matagal ng sinusulong ito ng mga iba't ibang mga sektor, katulad ng inyong mga hanay. Ngunit, kailangan pa talaga bigyan ito ng oportunidad upang pag-usapan ng masinsinan at ng walang katago ng kung saan lang tayo nagagaling. So, we are very confident na kung bibigyan niyo po ng oportunidad kami na pag-usap tungkol sa mga bagay na ito, mas mapapabilis pa natin ang proseso. The luxury of time for Congress itself is 3 years. We have, if you mentioned here, we would like it within the next or the LEDAC after that. So that gives you an idea of our time frame. There is the question, of course, of meeting with members of Congress. After we meet Representative Cañada, we have to meet the other congressmen. It's also meeting with the FOI advocates and giving ample time. We do not want a situation where we are giving a misleading impression or being perceived as trying to dictate on anyone. So, I cannot give you a concrete time frame beyond the idea that if we can arrive at a consensus in time for this LEDAC or the next, it could seriously accelerate the process. The first is that he felt very strongly that there should be a protection to allow people participating in the deliberation of policy in government meetings to be able to express themselves frankly and candidly. And that there should be a certain protection of this. Otherwise, the tendency of people who are participating in the formulation of policy and even in crisis management and that sort of thing would be to shut up, not put anything on the record, not render opinions because it might be prematurely disclosed or harmfully disclosed. The second was that he felt that there are cases where, again, these are placed in jurisprudence. There are cases where there is a privileged form of communication for the chief executive in dealing with subordinates and in the formulation of policy. The third is that, for example, if you are working on investments and that sort of thing, that there will be cases where the premature disclosure of potential investments or discussions about these could be harmful to the country. And that therefore, could there be some sort of protection here? Communication documents or other materials that are part of the decision-making process or the deliberations that accompany these should remain confidential until such time as they are publicly disclosed, in which case then it is subject to public scrutiny. But there will be cases, and just to give you some examples that would be that were raised in coming up with this, what you do in the case of a brewing epidemic, in which case there are facts and data, information, some of which may even be on the basis of rumor but have to be considered, but if which prematurely disclosed might cause public panic with the opposite effect of trying to address a public health situation, things like that.